Alan Wake 2 finally got its first expansion with the Night Springs DLC, and it's not what I, or probably most people, expected. But is it worth your time and money? Here's my thoughts on it. Like many others, I was fully expecting the Night Springs DLC to be about Alan Wake's and Mr. Door's relationship, continuing from where the main game left these two characters. But I guess Remedy wanted to throw us a curveball, as the DLC is not about that. At all. Instead, it takes the idea of Night Springs, the in-universe mystery anthology series, and tells us 3 small alternative universe tales. Starring in these stories are alternative versions of characters we all know and love, and every episode starts and ends with some lovely narration from David Harewood's Mr. Door.
Across the multiverse, across the many versions of a city that is always the same, yet always different. In Night Springs.
The first episode, titled Number 1 Fan, stars an alternative version of Rose, our favorite waitress/nurse/Alan Wake fansite admin. The writer reaches out to her for help, and Rose journeys on a mission to save her dear writer from the clutches of the writer's evil brother. The episode is the most fanservice-y of the 3, as the story feels like a fanfiction in the most brilliant meta way. The use of color also makes the episode feel like a romantic dream Rose would come up with. Jessica Preddy is still fantastic as Rose, and Matthew Peretta is having so much fun as Alan and his brother. Gameplay-wise, the episode is fine, just few combat encounters followed by a decently entertaining boss fight.
My chance to save the writer and make him realize how much he needed me. And if that's not love, I don't know what is.
The second episode, titled North Star, makes us jump into the shoes of an alternative version of Control's protagonist Jesse Faden, as she has to solve some puzzles and fight some weird enemies to find his brother, who has been captured by a government agency/coffee cult. At first, I was disappointed as the episode just reuses the Coffee World area from the main game, but they use it in a fun way. It was fantastic to get more of Courtney Hope as Jessie, as it has been 5 years since Control, but this was the one episode I wished it wasn't an alternative version of her. Unlike the 2 other episodes, this felt a lot more detached from Alan Wake 2 and was also a bit about nothing. Just Remedy's way of giving us a little bit of Jessie as we wait for Control 2.
Oh, come on!
I tried the coffee.
The last episode, Time Breaker, is where the meat of the expansion is. We pretty much literally play as Sean Ashmore, the actor who played Sheriff Tim Breaker in Alan Wake 2, and Jack Joyce in Quantum Break, as he is pulled into a complex multiverse story where Mr. Door, the master of many worlds, is hunting down every version of him. The story of this episode is fascinating, and I still don't fully grasp some of its massive lore implications. I'll let the Remedyverse lore people break all that down. It's also hilarious how close to the edge they walk when it comes to Quantum Break. As you might know, Remedy does not own the rights to Quantum Break, so they do everything in their power to tell the player, hey, this refers to Quantum Break, but legally we cannot mention it. In gameplay, the episode V uses the lamp mechanic from the main game as a way to traverse to multiple realities, which was a clever trick, but there was one puzzle with it that I simply did not figure out and just had to luckily brute force it.
Sometimes it's hard to tell if Sam's joking, that deadpan Finnish humor. And a reputation of being a bit out there. I picked up a weird vibe when he talked about the multiverse.
Overall, I enjoyed my time with these 3 episodes and all the fan service in them, but I do wish there was a bit more to all of it. The episodes are really short, around 30 minutes each, with few combat encounters against enemies and traversing through reused areas from the main game. It's hard to judge the value proposition of this, as you can only get it through the deluxe edition and cannot buy it separately, and we don't yet know what or how big the second DLC expansion will be. At this point, if you are not die-hard Remedy fan like me, I would wait until the second DLC comes out. On its own, alone, Night Springs is hard to recommend. The first and second episodes are fun, but a bit empty. The third episode does save the whole package by being more impactful lore-wise and having more creative sections with comic book cutscenes, for example. I do love how well Remedy weaves their universe and handles the meta commentary with stuff like this. On the surface, these episodes just feel fun fan service extra content, but underneath there is the line which makes you think about all the possibilities. Oh, and the new chapter song is a banger. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found the review helpful. Are you going to play the Night Springs DLC now, or are you gonna wait until the next one? And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you and have a great day.